All right, so the Logan 5 account, which sent me a video of Dr. Jan Halper Hayes speculating about Donald Trump becoming Speaker of the House or Speaker of the Senate, has sent me some additional information concerning the Ukraine, Russia, NATO war theater. I would say this account is one that definitely has his finger on the pulse of what's going on in this world. Looking at his meme, beyond the walls of your carefully crafted, created, conditioned belief, there's a whole different world waiting to be explored. I'm sure he takes that meme to heart. I was shared this video posted just a day ago on the Hindustan Times. It's titled, NATO told to fight Putin and win nuclear war against Russia. Retired U.S. official drops a bombshell. That official is the author, Gregory Weaver. This is the article on NATO Review. The video identifies Gregory as a nuclear and missile defense advisor to Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States. So I'll continue on the video from this point to give you a sense of its presentation. Weaver argues that counter to Moscow's longstanding nuclear doctrine, Russia may use tactical nuclear weapons to stave off a battlefield defeat. Instead of fearing nuclear war, Weaver argues that the West should embrace it. He calls on NATO to equip its jets and submarines with tactical nuclear weapons. So I'll just get to the key point of the article. He calls on NATO to be fully prepared for what is known as the Thomas Schilling strategy of competitive risk-taking that creates a threat that leaves something to chance. And to enable the strategy, NATO nuclear conventional forces must be capable of 1. Providing a robust range of response options to restore deterrence by convincing Russian leadership they have direly miscalculated, that further nuclear use will not achieve their objectives, and that they will incur costs that far exceed any benefits they can achieve. 2, countering the military impact of Russian theater nuclear use. 3, continuing to operate effectively to achieve U.S. and allied objectives in a limited nuclear use environment. To meet these requirements, NATO needs a range of continuously forward-deployed, survivable theater nuclear capabilities that can reliably penetrate adversary theater air and missile defenses with a range of explosive yields on operationally relevant timelines. It's a very florid language, but in essence, he calls on NATO to be prepared with strong nuclear capabilities against Russia, which is a warhawk type of escalation use in language. I think it's safe to assume that there are others who think in terms of the inevitability of a limited nuclear war who are trying to influence NATO for preparedness. This is a part of the major risk of nearly unlimited funding to the military-industrial complex. You have various individuals engage in fear campaigns, camouflaged as sage military advice and tactical wisdom, knowing that in the end, the parties connected to the development and deployment of the weapons benefit the most, whereas populations who didn't vote on the conflict suffer the most. And just a reminder of what is behind the Ukraine being a central access point in creating the world order most desired by the military-industrial complex, let's take a look at this Kyle Becker tweet about Hunter Biden in Ukraine. Hunter Biden signed off on the Burisma memo to the Ukrainian prosecutor who replaced Viktor Shokin that warned not to continue further investigations. So what you're about to see is a letter from Burisma telling the new replacement investigator to cool off on any media proclamations of Burisma corruption, specifically with any allegations of criminal activity made to the media about Burisma or Nikolai Chizevsky to come to an end. And so going to this last page here, moreover, it's imperative that allegations of criminal activity made to the media about Burisma and or Nikolai Chizevsky come to an end. While Burisma will cooperate in the investigation, we as members of the board of directors will not keep silent in the face of condemnation of Burisma, a company that has not been proven to be engaged in illegal actions. If there is evidence that Burisma has violated specific laws, the proper venue for those matters is the courts, not the press. We, as adversaries and fiduciaries, advisories and fiduciaries, respectfully request that during the term of your investigations that you refrain from any further allegations that the energy, sales, and services Burisma provides to Ukrainian businesses, as well as others, not be impeded in any way. Sincerely, Alan Apter, the chairman of the board of directors, Alexander Kwanuski, and of course, Hunter Biden, independent director at Burisma. So keep in mind, the father, Joe Biden, threatened to withhold the $1 billion until Shokin was replaced. And then the new investigator was told to be careful, don't walk on eggshells here, by Hunter Biden. So just so you have that picture there. My speculation is that Burisma is really the tip of the iceberg as far as corruption within that region. And because of the depth of the corruption, that region's become the flower of the existing hyper-corrupt world order, as well as its greatest weak point. There's a tweet floating around from the Trumpetarian claiming Ukrainian Prosecutor General Andriy Kostin has launched an investigation of Mitt Romney, Nancy Pelosi, and John Kerry for money issues, a scheme involving their respective sons' illegal business dealings with energy companies in a known corrupt country. This particular claim is being debunked with various fact-check websites, including Reuters, PolitiFact, and factcheck.org. I searched the name Andriy Kostin and found apparently his Twitter profile. He is the Prosecutor General of Ukraine. Here's a tweet from 5 hours ago. The Coalition for Justice Grows Stronger, Europol, EU's leading investigative and analytical center, has joined the GIT. As Russia continues to commit heinous crimes in Ukraine on a daily basis, we are responding by strengthening and consolidating our efforts to bring the aggressor to justice. Europol's participation will undoubtedly strengthen our analytical capacity, data expertise, and forensic capabilities. I'm grateful to all of the members of the Joint Investigation Team, President Shulhamran, and Director of DEBOA for their commitment and support. So it looks like he's pretty much against Russia, which would mean to me that he's not likely to be looking into Mitt Romney or John Kerry's sons. Just guessing. So the question I would have is the Trumpetarian a plant account, or is it speaking on hidden matters that are not obvious to the public based on the public presentation by Kostin and others? I guess time will tell. Anyways, that's what I'm going to share with you for this video. Thanks for watching.